In this video, I want to talk about video budgeting, specifically how to keep your costs down. Now, if you work in marketing and you're put in charge of putting together a promotional video for your business or organization, you want high production value and you want something that's really going to impress your viewers, but you also want to keep your costs manageable, and you don't want those costs to spiral out of control. Well, you really need to be thinking hard about pre-production. The more time you spend in pre-production, the smoother your video shoot's going to go, the better it's going to be for everyone involved, and it's going to keep your costs down. So let's say you've been put in charge of putting together a marketing video for your business or organization. But let's also say that you have different satellite offices throughout the state and the region. And your manager says, hey, we want to put this video together, but it's important that we get representation of all these different offices throughout the region. So how can you do that and keep costs down? So the first thing you need to do is communicate. You want to make sure that everybody involved in this project is brought in early on so they understand what's expected of them and they understand exactly what the video is going to be used for and how the video team is going to work with those different offices that you need to capture. Because I've been on shoots before where we show up to a location and the local manager or the local representative had no idea we were coming. No one even told them that this was the particular day of the shoot. They didn't tell this manager or this representative that they needed to be on camera that particular day, and that is a huge mess because then if that happens, you're forced to reschedule and you're forced to pay the video production team for their time, not only for that day, but also for another day for them to come back out and finally get the shot. So communicate, make sure everyone is brought to the table early and so they understand exactly what's going to happen the day of the shoot. Another thing you can try and do is to double up on locations. Now, as I've said, you might have several different satellite offices around the state or the region that need to be represented in this video. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you actually have to pay your video crew to go out to all of these locations. Remember, it's much cheaper and much more efficient sometimes to bring those representatives in from those satellite offices to your main location. And that way, when you have your video crew there in maybe only one or two locations and you double up, then you can reduce the costs significantly. So if you're shooting in an office or you're on the factory floor shooting some B-roll, that one location can perhaps serve to represent other locations as well. So look for creative ways where you can use one or two locations to represent a lot more locations in your organization's footprint. The next thing you need to do is to write up a solid shot list. And your video producer is going to work with you on this to make sure that you're getting all the coverage you need for the video at each location. But it's important that you communicate with your video team the things that are really needed for the video at each location that you need to go to. Because the last thing you want to do is to leave a location, you're wrapped for the day, and you think that's it, only to find out days later that you missed out on a crucial shot from this one location that you really need for the video. Well, then you're again going to have to pay your video crew to come back out to that same location to set up again to get that shot that you could have gotten on the first day. You also want to think about having a backup plan. If you're dealing with real company representatives on actual company time, things pop up for them every single day. And so they may not be able to do the interview that you scheduled. So if that happens, your video crew's there, they're ready to go. What are you going to do? So having a backup plan ensures that you're maximizing the time when the video crew is available. And speaking of maximizing your time, you want to make sure that you put in the production schedule a lot for the production crew to shoot during the day. You don't want to just schedule one single interview, pay your crew to come out to a location just to do an interview and then wrap and then go home. What else can they shoot while they're there? So you want to make sure that you're not having to pay them, to come out one day for one interview and then come out another day for a little bit of B-roll. Parsing out your video production schedule like that is not a good use of your time. It's not going to be a good use for your production company and their time, and it's definitely going to increase your budget overall. So maximize the schedule, have a backup plan in place. Producing a video for your business or organization certainly has its logistical challenges, but if you spend the time in pre-production, then you're going to have a top-notch video that your marketing team can be proud of, and a video that you can share with your manager and show how you came under budget with a video that showcases high production value. So what other tips and advice do you have? Be sure to leave those in the comments section. As always, click subscribe so you know when new videos are posted. You can connect with me on my website at clinttill.net. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.